The current run of Foundation Season 3 Episode 5, Where Tyrants Spend Eternity, is halfway through, and the next 5 episodes of Apple TV Plus' space opera are looking amazing. Where Tyrants Spend Eternity is a masterful blend of science fiction, family drama, and political thriller. While maintaining an eye on the original work, the adaptation of Isaac Asimov's Foundation books keeps introducing new concepts. Where Tyrants Spend Eternity is the most recent instance of the program beginning to make the scope of the Foundation's chronology much more approachable, even though it can still feel daunting. In summary, an already excellent sci-fi series on Apple TV Plus is becoming even better. Since the first episode, the story of Foundation has been plagued by the impending darkness that is supposed to descend upon the galaxy, as foretold by Jared Harris's Hari Seldon centuries earlier. Naturally, though, it has never seemed to pose an urgent threat. The darkness does appear to be approaching now. The drastic measures taken by Gaal Dornick, Lou Lobel, to employ Brother Don, Cashin Bilton, that ultimately result in Kalgan's devastation seem like the kind of thing that only those in dire straits undertake when a crisis is just around the corner. Gaal must now take matters into her own hands because she can no longer afford to train the second Foundation gradually. Although the imminence of the darkness has been hinted at, it isn't until Episode 5 that it becomes clear how little time Empire and Foundation have to take action. I've often wondered when the presence of the darkness will be appropriately acknowledged, and now I know. So far in Season 3, Torrin Mallow, played by Cody Fern, and his wife Beta Mallow, played by Sinov Carlson, have not been very compelling characters. Even though the show has done a fantastic job of portraying them as little more than entitled socialites, I haven't found it interesting enough to be particularly interested in them. The newlyweds needed to earn their position in the plot by returning to Haven, Torrin's homeworld. Understanding Torrin's background makes him much easier to comprehend and like, and witnessing Beta's humor with her husband's uncle also gives her more depth. The inferred significance of Magnifico Magi Giganticus, Tomas Lamarquis, and the advantage he could provide the Foundation are interwoven throughout their trip to Kalgan. Maggie is crucial to the plot, as readers of Asimov's works will understand, and it's fantastic that Apple TV Plus is adding its own unique touch to this significant future development. Not much longer than his presence last week, the Mule, Pilu Espake, makes a brief appearance in Episode 5. Although it would seem like a risky move, the major antagonist's functional absence from the narrative really works quite well. The Mule has a powerful presence without having to be seen because of his quickly gained and horrifying reputation, which spreads around the galaxy at a remarkable rate. Additionally, his shorter screen time frees up more opportunity to examine the idea of good and evil in relation to people who support the Foundation, the Empire, and other groups. My favorite thing to watch in the current run of episodes is how the 3 active members of the Foundation's genetic dynasty have all taken radically different routes in Season 3. Even though Lee Pace's brothers Day and Terrence Mann's Dusk only have minor parts in Where Tyrants Spend Eternity, it's clear that they aren't acting in the way that is typically expected of them. But Day's choice to abdicate his kingdom and Dusk's fierce opposition to ascending are nothing compared to Dawn's submission to Gaal's manipulation. Although all 3 guys end Episode 5 in seemingly hopeless situations, Foundation will undoubtedly find a creative method to either bring them back into the narrative or prolong their individual arcs in various ways.